Blog Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Charisma's Lounge. I am your host, Miss Charisma Chloe, and I want to welcome all my listeners. Thank you for tuning in, and as usual, I want to introduce my lovely co-host, Mrs. Yaya, and unfortunately, unfortunately, Miss Bunny is not going to be here with us today. She can't. She's having some had a personal crisis that she's dealing with right now, so we want to give her our condolences and prayers and tell her that we love you and you're in our prayers and our thoughts. We're thinking of you. And get better, girl, and stay strong. We love you. And right now we're sitting in for her is another one of my best friends and another lovely, wonderful woman, Miss Ro. How you doing, girl?
Hello. I am blessed. How are you?
I am good. Thank you for
tuning in. How are you?
I am good. And yourself?
Tired, child, trying to beat this heat.
I hear that.
No, it's hot out here. So hot out here. So thank you for sitting in for Miss Bunny, Miss Raw. I really appreciate that. We're going to have a good show for you today. We actually are starting a new segment on this show called Miss Yaya's Headlines, where she will be reading the top headlines for this week, and that's going to be at the start of our show. After that we're gonna do our topic, which is gold diggers. Is that hot or is that not hot? So of course. As always, I have an email that I get from people, and I do have an email from a young lady on that topic that I will be reading after the headlines, and we will be discussing that. So right now, I'm gonna kick it to Miss Yaya, and she has our headlines for us. So take it away.
Yes, ma'am. Let's get right into it. Okay, so Big Brother. There is a huge scandal going on in the Big Brother home. They are under major siege right now because a few of the cast members were caught using homophobic and racial slurs. So it seems like Paula Deen is not the only one in the group. So cameras were rolling, and these, because it's filmed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they were just blah, 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 and then the camera caught them. So one cast member said, refer to welfare as nigger insurance. Please pardon my language here. Another girl by the name of Erin called another castmate by the name of Erin called a gay contestant by the name of Andy a queer. And Spencer, another castmate, called the same contestant Andy Kermit the Frog. CBS made a comment saying that they do not condone this kind of behavior, that even though the cameras do constantly roll, this is something that they do not condone, and they will seek immediate action for it. Now, due to these idiots, these castmates' little opinions here, Gina Marie Zimmerman, what's up with these Zimmermans? They shoot black people and they want to talk crap. Zimmerman, something with a Z, was dropped from her day job at East Coast USA Pageant Incorporated. She was a pageant coordinator, so she's been dropped from that. Erin Grice was dropped from her modeling agency after saying her homophobic and racist slurs such as queer and told an Asian contestant to shut up and make some rice. And also she said to a black contestant, okay, watch out for this now. Be careful what you say in the dark. You might not be able to see that bitch. And then Spencer Clausen was also cut from his day job after saying the slur Kermit the Fag on Big Brother and praising Hitler as a gifted speaker. He was a railroad conductor, for the Union Pacific. What are your thoughts about this, ladies?
Wow. Good Lord. Jesus, it seemed like things that Paula Dean had said that rubbed off on folks. So they figure they're doing this stuff, and it's crazy because, as they always say, be careful what you say because it can get you in the world of trouble. These racial slurs, it's ridiculous, and CBS had every right to fire them because it's disrespectful. Why would you be on your job that you need to pay your bills to be doing some stupid stuff like that?
I completely agree.
I'm just saying.
I completely agree.
Absolutely.
I mean,
that's
ridiculous. I mean, gosh, everybody, and I'm not a racist or a homophobe by no means. I mean, everyone has said things that they shouldn't say every now and then. But, you know, I've never said anything that bad. But, I mean, you say that stuff in your house, in the privacy of where you are. But you don't say those things, you know, because a racist is going to be a racist regardless. If these people, regardless of what happens to Paula Dean, regardless of what happens to both those Zimmermans, regardless of what happens to these beauty pageant contestants, all these big brother people, they're still going to be racist. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do about that. So if you're a racist, you need to say that stuff in the privacy of your own home where no one can hear you. I'm with Ms. Rowe. Why would you say that stuff in your place of business? And there are cameras rolling. You people are just, I mean, when you call them idiots, I think that was appropriate because that's what I would never go to work. That's like me working for a Hispanic person and then going to work and say, you know, and then I'm in the stock room saying, you know, of course, mind you, I love everybody. I would never do this. But I'm saying, hypothetically speaking, that's like my boss being Hispanic, and I'm going to work saying, oh my God, I can't stand all these. Well, I'm not going to say the word, but you know, it starts with an S. You know, I can't stand all these people and they're blah 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 blah. And I mean, I'm at work. That's how I pay bills. Of course, I'm going to get fired. Like, what's wrong with you? I mean, of course, I would, like I said, I would never do anything stupid like that because I'm not a racist. But if you are one, you need to learn where to pick. You need to learn what places to pick to say things like that. If that kind of nonsense and ignorance is going to come out of your mouth, you need to know where to say it. You don't say it when there are 6 million cameras in your face. You don't say it then. You don't say it to like Paula Dean. You don't say it to your staff. The people that are helping you in the studio and all that, that's stupid. Of course they're going to say something. They're going to get sick of it. You know, minorities and homosexuals have feelings just like everybody else. We don't want to hear all that crap. You know, I mean, it's not, and I know it's not just white people that are racist, because I'm not saying that at all. I mean, there are racist people of all ethnic groups, of all races. So, you know, if you don't like a person, or if you're a homophobe, or if you are against whatever, you don't just go around all willy-nilly in public saying stupidity like that. I mean, it's ignorant, and it's stupid, and like Ms. Rose said, you're going to get fired. You're probably not going to get hired anywhere else, and nobody's going to like you, especially if you're a celebrity. Nobody's going to like you. Nobody cares, and being likable in Hollywood especially is really important, because if you're not likable, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah, a whole lot in the industry, but you got to realize that some people don't realize that the racist things they say, pardon my French, could get you a major ass whooping. Because some people don't just walk away from racial slurs like that. Because they will seriously say, what you saying, it'll be a fight, because it'll get so brutal that the person that they're beating up on and they're calling names to, they'll get wrong if they defend themselves for calling that racial name. So it works both ways. It's like you're not going to sit there and take, and people not going to sit there and take it. Some people that are short-tempered are just going to either punch you, stab you, or shoot you. In this day and age, either one could happen. So
exactly.
And on the and for the, I'm sorry, Charisma, and for you know, all these racist and homophobic slurs, it's completely asinine. Now, you regular Joe Blow on the street and you're saying it, okay, you're going to get your ass kicked. But if you are in the entertainment industry, where 95% of the entertainment industry is minority or, you know, homosexual, why are you going to make, and you're in the Big Brother house, okay, let's be honest, you're not in there to make friends. You're trying to build a career. All these people came from something, and they want money. and obviously to be discovered. So why are you going to make that mistake and use all these racial slurs and these homophobic things? For what? Knowing what's at risk. And now not only you go probably get kicked out of the Big Brother house, and if you don't and they keep you on, you still ain't got nothing to go home to. You going to be broke when you get home.
And they can get blackballed, too, in the industry because word travels fast, and Charisma knows what I'm talking about. In the industry, the word travels fast real quick about a person. So they can get blackballed within 2.2 seconds, and then they won't even know it because of what they did.
Like my mama said, blackballed in a New York minute, and you know how fast New York minutes are. So you really have to watch what you say, because everybody has their own personality, and everybody that's ignorant like that, or they're going to be ignorant regardless. There's nothing that you're going to be able to do about those people and what they say and what they don't say, because you can't control what somebody says. I don't even care about those people because they're stupid, but if you're going to be stupid in private. But I guess that's kind of an oxymoron what I said, because a stupid person doesn't know when to say things like that. So, I guess they can't control, I guess their brain doesn't function like a normal person, because anybody that would just look at somebody, the color of somebody's skin, and just be like, I hate that person because they're black, or because they're Latin, or because they're Asian, or because they're Middle Eastern, or because they're Arab, or whatever it is, and you don't even know that person. I mean, as you can see, I found passionate about this because as a black woman, because I hear it a lot. And
too much.
To say you don't like me because I'm black, I mean, you don't even know me, that's so ignorant. I mean, I'm so happy that I had the parents that I had, and I was not raised that way.
Exactly.
And I'm not naive to the fact that racism doesn't exist, because I'm not a we are the world kind of person, but I don't see the world in rose-colored glasses, but I do. But for me, when I'm around people, I judge people solely on the content, their character, their personalities, the way they treat me, and if they respect me. If somebody respects me, I'm going to respect them. I don't care who they are. And I don't understand a person who can say stuff like that, but people do. So like I said, if you're going to say something like that, you need to know where to say it and when to say it, because now these people are all outed, and people are going to hate them, and they're going to be, you can't do things as a celebrity that I can do. I can go up at McDonald's and scream, I can't stand all of these honkies or whatever it is. No one's going to care. But they can do stuff like that. As a celebrity, you have to I know they're human, don't get me wrong, but as a celebrity, you have to stop and you have to think about what you say, because you never know who's around, and that can make or break your career. The stupid things that come out of your mouth, what comes out of your mouth can make or break you. That can be the difference between getting $2 million for a movie and nobody ever hiring you again. You just can't do things that normal people can do. You can't say things that normal people can say. You just can't. and
actions have consequences.
And that's just the life that you chose to live, which is nothing wrong with that, but you got to understand, it's a trade-off. Either you're going to be a celebrity and not have no privacy and have to watch what you say, or you're going to live a normal life and don't have the riches and don't have the fame and don't have this, which I'm fine with either one. Whichever one you choose. Life you choose to live is fine. But if you choose to live that life and you're up there and everybody knows your name, everybody knows your business, everybody wants to know this, everybody wants to know that, you need to watch what the heck comes out of your mouth.
Exactly.
And simple.
Exactly.
That's just how I feel. I don't know about you guys. That's how I feel.
I feel the exact same way. Absolutely. I agree with both of you ladies. I agree with both of you ladies.
Some folks just don't learn how to win. There's a time and place for everything, and if it's regarding your money, making your money, you got to eat crow in order to do what you got to do. You can't say what you want to say, but people are hard-headed. They're going to say, well, I'm on this show, I'm going to say whatever, and nope, it don't go like that. Because the minute you open your mouth and you say something wrong, derogatory, that's it. Because not only will you disrespect yourself, but you also embarrass people that believe in you to put you in that spot to begin with, and then you do this thing, and then it gets out, and you blackballed, and you want to blame the network. No, sweetie. Your mouth got you in trouble, so therefore you need to pay the consequences for it.
Yeah.
Like we say in Jamaica, a hard head make a soft ass. So you'll figure it out. They'll figure it out when they got to go home broke. When they got to go home broke, they'll figure it out.
Need to let Let the boss and the network write the check instead of your mouth. Plain and simple.
Exactly. Okay, so you want me to get into the second one? Because I got another one, and it's going to make y'all fly, because it's going to make me fly right now. Okay, it's on the Wade Robson trial. Anybody who's not familiar with Wade Robson, who is, because he's a nobody. He was a choreographer back in the 90s, early 2000s, whatever. He was a part of MJ's, tribute on MTV with Janet. He's making some allegations and a lawsuit against King of Pop for sexual abuse, claiming that MJ abused him up and down the Neverland Ranch since age 7 to 11. And now the new allegations is that Michael had an alarm installed for when he was sexually abusing boys, and anybody that came 30 feet of that room was to alert him. And also he had a do not disturb sign for also when he was sexually abusing boys. He testified in 2005 that Michael never touched him, but yet sources say that he privately with his lawyers and another judge has recanted his story and claims that Michael allegedly abused him. So what are your thoughts about this, ladies?
First of all, the man is dead. You ain't going to get nothing. First of all, the man dead. So what the heck? The man is dead. He should have said something then. He just wants some money because he ain't doing nothing with his life. It's a no.
Right.
It's funny how Michael's been gone, for 4 years now? 3-4 years now? And all of a sudden, folks come out the woodwork of what Michael done done. You should have said something while the man was alive. Why you going to wait till the man dead? You ain't going to get no money. What you going to do, dig him up and try to get money from the man gone? So, it's ridiculous.
I can't stand, and I'm not saying that everybody who files lawsuits against celebrities, because I know some of them are warranted, but I can't stand opportunists. That gets on my nerves. And unfortunately, in a country full of opportunists, and I'm with Ms. Rowe. Why didn't you say anything when he was alive? You're going to wait till he's dead to say anything now? I mean, really? And just like when he was having, it depends on, I'm trying to get my thoughts together because I have so much to say on this. It's just like when he first had the allegation put against him when they were children, and I'm wondering why. I always wondered even back then why those people allowed their kids to continuously go over there.
Exactly.
They were saying that, but they keep allowing their children to go over there. Now, if I think that somebody is molesting my kid, I am not going to continuously allow my child to go over there. And I know people have different thoughts about this and all that kind of stuff, and everybody who's listening may not agree with me. This is charisma thoughts. But I'm not going to allow my kids to keep going over there. So now this person say he didn't do anything to him back then, but now all of a sudden you're going to be like, okay, oh, my God, he molested me. Are you serious? Like, where was all this then? Where were your parents then? But I guess when Michael Jackson was handing out them checks, it was okay to you guys. As they got the new saying, as I've been hearing the new saying, Wade Robson, have a seat. Matter of fact, have a few seats. Sit down. You need to have a seat.
He do. He's thirsty.
You need to have a few seats.
He needs to have the whole Staples Center full of seats because I think that you should have said something back then. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I think. You don't come out the woodwork right now and be like, oh, yeah, Michael Jackson. The man is dead. Like Ms. Rose said, the man is dead. So
I don't think the case is going to go anywhere because, again, Michael Jackson's not here. He's not here to defend himself, so who's going to speak on his behalf? Unless they're going to do some seance type of mess and they're going to try to dig him up and have him come back, I'm trying not to be funny, or they get the hologram to come to the courtroom and it ain't going to be nothing but a hologram, so,
And also, my thing is that, okay, in 2005, you were a grown man then. 2005, you were grown. You testified for Michael, saying that he never touched you. But yet, if you knew, knowing that you are an abuse victim or whatever, and you knew that kids were going over there and being abused, why did you not say anything? Doesn't that make you the monster that you're claiming that Michael is? you're embodying the same character trait that you're accusing Michael of. So if anything, them parents need to go after him. Like, you know what? If you knew, why didn't you say anything? Everybody need to get slapped. All of them. Have some seats and get slapped.
Yeah, pretty much.
So much flack for this, but those parents probably half-ass need to be in jail because, like I said, they allow those kids to keep going over there. So if you feel your child, isn't that child endangerment? You allow your kids to stay with, quote, sexual predator?
Yes. It is, absolutely.
And if he was a sexual predator, wouldn't he been registered as a sex offender? Hello? Was he a registered sex offender? I don't think he was. So
I believe if he would have gotten convicted, yeah. But he got off. So technically he's not in the name of the law legally. He's not, so he didn't have to register as a sex offender. But still, I mean, his reputation was tarnished at that particular time. And if those parents say they feel that their kids were being molested by him, and if you feel that way, then do not allow your kids to go over there. Like I said, Michael was cutting them those checks, and that's what they do. Point blank. Period. I don't care what anybody says. And I could be wrong. If I am, prove that I'm wrong. But I really believe that as long as he was cutting those checks, they were fine. He's dead now. They ain't getting no more checks. So now we're going to start some new crap so we can get some checks from his family or whatever it is. I have a person in the chat room that has something to say about the first topic we were talking about. I'm going to read this, and then we're going to move on to the show topic. Coco Goddess is saying in the chat room, she said this was about the racist remarks that the reality show TV and all the people were saying. She says, I think it depends on how much clout you have in Hollywood. Howard Stern is one who gets paid to say whatever he wants to say. A no-name reality TV star does not have that kind of clout. Well, she does have a point because there are celebrities who say what they want. Very few who say what they want, but I think the difference between Howard Stern to me is somebody like Glenn Beck or Sean Hannity or somebody like that. I think that's what they do. That's their niche. That's their celebrity status, is that they talk, pardon my language, shit about different people and get paid to do that on the radio or on TV and things like that. So I know it's entertainment, and some might say it's the same thing, but I think that's their whole thing. That's what they do. And they have a lot of people that don't like them and the things that they say. So, but somebody like a reality show star, what I think the difference is, and what she was saying actually is true. A reality show star does not have that kind of clout, and that's kind of what my point was. If you don't have that kind of clout, then you have no business saying crap like that because it's not going to do it for you. You know what I mean? So, Coco Goddess she made an excellent point because that makes what we were saying even more valid, because you should not be saying that as Miss America or some stupid crap like that, because you're trying to get up there where Howard Stern is now. If you're trying to be the type of person Glenn Beck and Sean Hannity are and Rush Limbaugh, then hey, I have more power to you, but you need to wait until you get, up there and then do all that kind of stuff because you had a platform for it. But if you're just nobody, you shouldn't be saying any of that stuff because you just sound stupid. You sound stupid and nobody's going to care about you anymore, and nobody is going to even want to look at you anymore because they're like, oh, you're just some stupid reality show star, and why should we hire you for anything because you're just going to make us look bad. But if you're Rush Limbaugh, he's Rush Limbaugh. He has a huge following. He's an idiot, but he has a huge following. So there's a little bit like Sarah Palin. There's difference there. So, Miss Coco Goddess made a really good point, and thank you for typing that because that was a really good point you made. And I completely agree. Okay, so we're going to move on to the topic out here. I know that was a passionate 20 minutes there.
Very passionate.
Our show main topic is about gold digging, whether it's hot to be a gold digger or whether it's not hot to be a gold digger. And I actually got an email from a nice young lady who emailed me, and it goes a little something like this. Dear Christmas, I am in need of a little advice on a subject that I think is an important one in my life. I'm a 30-year-old single woman with 2 kids. I do work and go to school, but it seems like no matter how many hours I put in, there's never enough money to make ends meet. Boy, don't I know that feeling. I think we all do. as I said, I am currently in school to pursue my bachelor's degree, but right now it's a constant struggle. I recently met a man that's worth a lot of money, and I've been dating him for about 3 months now. He's very nice, but I just don't feel like I'm getting a connection with him on a romantic level. He is constantly offering to help me financially, and I really need the money, but I was wondering, since I'm not feeling him romantically, should I still accept his help? I told him how I feel, but he's still offering. I guess my question is, if I accept his help, does that mean that I'm a gold digger? Signed, Stacy in New York. Well, we got New York listeners. Hi, New York.
Uh-oh. Get it, New York. Mm-hmm.
Well, wow. I guess I'll start with Ms. Rowe. What do you think about that?
That's a kind of a touchy situation because some people will view it differently as I would, being that she's working and she's trying to make her ends meet. If he's willing to do it and there's no strings attached, if he's willing to help out, then it shouldn't be considered as a gold digger. But I could see if she was asking for money, gimme, and she's got a job, then, yeah, she'd be considered a gold digger. But there's nothing wrong with getting help from somebody that's willing to help you out. I've learned that from myself because I'm on the receiving end of that now. So, you have to learn the boundaries with it. Either you're going to be, if you're not working, then it's considered gold digging because some women don't want to work. They'd rather have a guy take care of them, which is not the case in her point. So, no, I don't think it's considered gold digging. It's just somebody that's willing to help with that a person that she's dating. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Go, Ms. Yaya, what do you think?
I totally agree. I think, she's let me know that she has no, romantic interest. She is, trying to make that coin. She's not making enough. And, this economy, it freaking sucks. So, I mean, if you got babies, you got bills, you got to make that coin. I feel that it's not gold digging. You just need the help. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if she was making that like some major coin and she has an appetite that needs to be fed where she has to have more and have more and have more, and she's like, I don't want to talk to you unless you got a Mercedes-Benz. I don't want to talk to you unless you put me in a house and a mansion and, give me cars and give me money and your black card and your Visa and all that, then that would make her a gold digger. Then I'd be like, ooh, child, calm that down. But, I mean, if she's trying to make that coin, she's trying to feed the baby, she's really, really trying hard, and this guy's willing to help her out. I don't think it's gold digging. Not at all. Absolutely not. I don't think it is.
Well, I think her thing was she is not romantically feeling this guy, and he's still offering, and even though she told him, but I think that's what she's feeling. That's where the guilt is coming in. Because she's like, he's not. I don't want him to be my boyfriend, but I do want him to give me money because I need the money, And I think that's where the guilt is coming in. She's probably kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, saying, should I take this? But my thing is, he's offering it to you, so it's not like you went up to him and was like, oh, I need you to. I mean, there are women that do that. Oh, I need you to give me this. I need you to give me that. And it's not to say that all women that don't have a job that has a man providing for them are gold diggers, because there are some men who really just like their women to be at home and, don't work or whatever it is. But I don't think she's being a gold digger at all. I mean, if that's what she's worried about, then I don't think she should be worried about that. But I don't know the whole story. This is just what she's emailing me, so I don't know the whole story. I always say that it could have been something else or something more about this, and she's not saying. But if that's all there is to it, I think she should go for it. But that's going to be a slippery slope because it's kind of like when a guy buys, it's on a lower scale, but it's kind of like when a guy buys you a drink in the club. Well, not all guys, though. Don't yell at me, man. I'm not talking about all of y'all. But when a guy buys you a drink in the club and then you're just like, you accept it, sometimes you got to think, like, am I going to accept this because I know this guy seems like he's going to be a pain in the ass and I'm not going to ever be able to get rid of him. Because if they buy you a drink, it's like, they're like, oh, I'm going to follow you around like a puppy dog. Like, get away from me. It's just a drink or just a pair of shoes, something like that. So I guess that's probably what her thing is. If she accepts the money, then, and she doesn't feel him romantically, what if he wants to be with her that way? What if he starts giving her money? And this could happen to a guy or a girl. It's not just men that do it. What if he gives her money And then even though she told him, I'm not feeling you like that, then all of a sudden he's like, well, I done gave you $10,000. Like, come on now. Like, And so what do you do? She's not going to be able to pay him back, I mean, even though he offered, but then sometimes you just can't get rid of a person, or you can't just simply be somebody's friend if you do something like that. And it's kind of rough. To me, it's kind of a slippery slope. So,
yeah.
I mean, even though I don't think it makes her a gold digger, I just think she needs to be careful about that, accepting that kind of money, you know, from someone that, A, she's only known 3 months, and B, she's not even trying to have a relationship with. I can see if you're trying to have a relationship with this person, but having kids, you really need to watch that, because kids are impressionable. And if he goes around, let's go to Magic Mountain, let's go to the toy store, let's go this and let's go that, these kids gonna be like, well, hey, why don't you move on in here, mommy? What's your problem? This dude is buying us all this stuff and this. Then next thing you know, he's gone. The kids are like, wait a minute, what happened to him? You know, so you have to really be careful with kids, especially when you do things like that. One thing about a true gold digger is that he or she, because there are a lot of male gold diggers, they will actually let the person know. You got to respect their honesty. They will actually let a person know, this is what I want. It's not a person that's, which I'm not saying this young lady is, or email, but I'm saying they will tell a person, this is what I want. But I don't know. I think she just has to be careful. That's my thing.
Yeah.
You know, they'll somebody this is what they want, as opposed to a person that's playing games. And as long as she don't play games with him, even if she accepts the money, she should be. She wouldn't be a gold digger. I just think she should be careful. I mean, I don't. That kind of makes me nervous. Doing stuff like that, because that's a lot of money. You're saying that you need rent, you need bills, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I think if she can accomplish it on her own, I don't think she should be accepting money from someone that she just barely met, and she doesn't even know she doesn't know him that well. And I know you could be desperate for money and you have kids to feed and everything else, but you have to really think if that's really worth it to do something like that. You know, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys think differently, but I just think you just have to be careful when you're doing things like that. I agree. If you guys anybody listening out there that want to horn in on this, and then give me a call. You can speak to us and give your opinions about anything that we just talked about in the last 30 minutes. And whether it be a gold digger, if you approve of gold digging, call in and let me know. If you disapprove of gold digging, call me and let me know. Area code 347-539-5053. That's area code 347-539-5053. Now, I want to ask you two ladies a question. We talked about this lady's email, but the topic at hand is, do you think being a gold digger is good, or do you think it is bad? Because
that is true. Got on the email. Okay, go ahead.
There is, and I actually could have had the show just based primarily on what she said in the email, but I just was interested in knowing, because I think there are some people that think that it's okay to do that, just to use somebody for money like that, and they think it's fine. Because I was looking at a TV show, it's one of them talk shows, and how what's his name, Donald Trump. His wife is about 30 years younger than him. And I don't know if everybody's seen Melania. She's a really beautiful model. And she was on the news or something, and she said someone told her once before that she ought to be ashamed of herself. And she's like, why? He said, because you're just using Donald Trump for his money. And she said, well, yeah, that may be true, but you're just with him for his money. And she said, yeah, that may be true. I'm with him for his money, but he's only with me because I look like this.
Exactly.
So, I mean, is one better than the other? Is it less of a bad thing to be with for a 70-year-old man to be with a 22-year-old woman because she's beautiful? Because we all know that's why they're together. Is that a worse thing, or is that better than just her being with Donald Trump because he's rich, or do they both feel about the same disgustingness or good thing or whatever it is? I mean, what do you guys think about that? Ms. Rowe, what do you think about that?
But you know Donald Trump ain't no fool. You know he probably made the girl sign a prenup. Come on now. You know he ain't stupid. He ain't stupid. Now, come on now. Every woman he's been with, I'm quite sure he made them sign a prenuptial, I'm sure. So if she's trying to get more out of it, I don't know what's going to happen. But like I said, Mr. Trump ain't no fool. I'm quite sure he made her sign a prenuptial. So it's just that, to me, being a person that isn't like that, it makes it hard for the average person like myself, because men with money don't impress me because I can go out there and make my own money. But if you are able-bodied, got your arms and legs, and get your butt out there and hustle for a 9-to-5 job, you don't need to be hustling no man for no money if you are able to do it. Unless you blind, cripple, crazy, and can't do nothing, then they need to get out there, hustle, get your 9-to-5, and make your money. That's the way I feel about it.
So you just don't approve at all? You don't approve at all of anybody being a gold digger, anybody saying that, you know, I want this guy because he's rich, and, you know, and that's it, which I can understand that. But there, you know, like I said, there are people who think that that's a good thing. I mean, I don't understand why they would, but there are people that think it's a good thing. So what do you think about it, Yaya?
I am not for well, I'm not for it. Like, for me personally, I'm not for it, because like Ms. Rose said, if you are able-bodied and you're able to get your butt up and do your 9-to-5 and make that coin, then you shouldn't be, you know, wanting to get up on a rich dude like that. But that's me personally. However, if when it comes to the Donald Trump and his wife's situation, or any man of that caliber and you know, his wife or whatever, it's all about communication. And Ms. Bunny's constantly always talking about that. It's all about communication. If the man knows that your wife or your girlfriend, your jump off, whoever she is, she only wants you for your coin and your cash and what you got, and you have absolutely no problem with that, and you don't want anything more, I say go for it. That's on you. If the female knows that dude just wants you because you's a hot young thing and he don't want nobody his age, then it's good. It's all about communication. So long as you're not expecting anything more, knowing what you're getting into, then it's all good. But if you're just like thinking you're going to change him or you're going to change her or whatever the case may be, then no, it's just not going to work. So personally, gold digging is not for me, but I don't knock a girl that does do it, so long as she knows what she's getting into and the man knows what he's getting into, or vice versa. So that's how I feel about it.
Somebody that with that big of an age difference Donald Trump is with his wife, I mean, I guess it could be love. It could be. Anything's possible. But I mean, if you're really going out looking for love and you're 70 years old, why does she have to be a supermodel? That's
you mean like Anna Nicole Smith and that old dude she was with, you mean?
Yeah, I feel the same way about some old geezer. But actually, and I'm not just going to single out men because, like I said, women do the same thing. There are male gold diggers, which they're called boy toys. It's funny how they're not called the horrible word. They're called boy toys.
Right.
Just like a male is not called a prostitute, he's called a gigolo, whatever. Anyway, some old person, 70-year-old person going out getting a 22-year-old regardless of gender. You know, we all know why you're doing that. You just want to see this person walk around your house half naked or naked because you're 70 and this person's 20. And that's what you want. To me, I guess it serves its purpose. Like, what's his name? The Playboy guy, Hugh Hefner. He said he doesn't date anybody over the age of 24. His new wife is like 24, something like that. And he's like 80-something.
Yeah, 185.
And I'm just like, dude, are you serious? Like, what are you going to do with a 24-year-old? And you're like 80.
Nothing.
You know, and then they claim, like, the girls, when those 3 girls had that show that they were doing with him, ever since they had sex all the time. I'm like, are you real?
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm sure they probably do. I mean, I guess they do. You can have sex with an 80-year-old. But, I mean, they're talking about, and I'm going to get into a little disgustingness here, But they were talking about how 3 of them was in there banging up on him. I'm like, can that dude really, like, last that long where he pleasing 3 women in their 20s at the same
He's
time?
getting Viagra by the truckload.
I mean,
okay, that's what I'm about to say.
Are you taking, like, 8 Viagra to do that?
You know it. You know it.
So, I mean, I just think it's just as bad. You can't really blame, and we know that this happens more so in female, when the female is younger, and she's with Hugh Hefner for his money, because why else would a 24-year-old be with Hugh Hefner?
Sure, it's only for his body.
What do they have in common? The dude is old enough to be her grandfather. So what do they have in common?
You mean more like grandfather, don't you? But anyway.
I said grandfather, yeah. He's old to be her grandfather, so what do they have in common?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, I mean, if you're going to be with somebody like that, okay, yeah, he has money. I'm like I said, I'm not condoning nor disapproving of it, because people live their lives in different ways. But what are you going to do with this person if all he has is Social Security check, like $800 a month or whatever it is, and you're 23 years old? You're 23 years old, you're beautiful, or 23 years old and handsome if you're a man, and your wife is 80. Now your husband's 80. What on earth are you guys talking about?
Nothing.
Besides your stocks and bonds, his stocks and bonds, and the $82 million he have in the bank. What are you guys talking about?
Do you know my grandfather? Do you know my grandfather? Okay, cool. That's the only conversation you're going to have about that.
I mean, what are you going to do? So I guess you can't get mad at somebody. I mean, some old man, I don't even lie, because if some old man came up to me, and I'm 36, I'm not even nowhere near 24 anymore, but if some old 84-year-old, 86-year-old came up to me, mind you, 50 years older than me, and be like, Charisma, I'm an oil tycoon, I'm worth billions. Let's take a ride on my yacht. Who's not going to go and do it?
I know that's right. Shoot.
I mean, come on. But I mean, my expectations would be a little bit different than if he was 37 or 36, because I know this old man is only looking at me because I'm 36. And he's, my first question would be like, why aren't you with somebody that's 26? Why are you with somebody that's 36? But he may have a thing for women in their 30s. Okay, fine. But my thing is, who's not going to go, man or woman, and do something like that? So I don't know. I'm kind of torn in the middle between gold digging. I think it just depends on your expectations, and I think it depends on the situation.
Yep.
But if you're a person that's a groupie and all you do is go backstage at concerts, and all you do is, believe me, I done seen enough of them in my day, and all you do is go backstage at concerts and in the locker room at Laker games talking about, I want a ball player, where's Kobe, where's whoever, and that's all you do, and that's what you do for a living. And I mean, it's a fine line between just wanting a man that can provide for you and your family, and then just wanting a man simply because he has money. Every woman wants a man that's going to be able to provide for her and the family. Even if it's working at Walmart, you're able to provide something. So you don't want somebody that's going to be sitting on their ass and just spending up your money. Of course not. Heck no. But I mean, if your whole thing is like, I'm gonna get pregnant by this ball player so he can give me $10,000 a month, and then gonna sit there and get mad because you don't win the child support case, then you need to get off your lazy butt and go get your own job. There's no reason that you should be like that. If you're able-bodied and you're like this girl that wrote the email, she's working and going to school, so she's trying to make something of herself. So no, it doesn't make her one. But if you're just sitting around on your ass and you're like, okay, waiting for some man to save you, no, to me you're pathetic and you need to be a woman and grow up.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be trying to live off a man, because what he give you, he can take it away. And that right there is letting a man have complete and total control of your life, or a woman have complete and total control of your life, because they give you all this, you're living in his house, you have all this money in your bank account, and he give it to you Once he gets sick of you, he can take it away. What does Donald Trump do? Every 10 to 15 years, he trades his wife in for a new model. It's probably time for Melania to be traded in for a new model. He does that every, 10 years.
Yep.
So that's what they do. And they got to take him to court and get all this money. I ain't gone through all that. I was just make my own money. Nobody can take my money away from me.
Exactly.
Not to take my money from you, but nobody can take my money away from me.
Okay.
That's what I'd rather do. I'm sorry. I'm going to struggle until I'm able to make my own money and just hope that my romance novels sell 18 million copies. Until then, I'm just going to be me. I'd rather just live the way I'm living.
It's like I've been offered to get help, and sometimes I'm stubborn because being in a situation that I'm in, and sometimes you want to get help, but sometimes there's always a catch to it sometimes. Because if a person is going to come help you, it's going to be genuine, but there's always something that they want afterwards. So, because I get help because right now I'm in school trying to find a job and doing what I need to do in order to do what I need to do, but I can't. So it's like, it's like a friend of mine told me sometimes you got to lean on people to get help. But then you got to remember, if it's genuine, then by all means get the help. Then sometimes if a man offers, and you guys might disagree or agree with me, that the first thing they think, well, I gave you this money, you need to give me some. And it's always not like that. You know what I'm saying? But then when you don't want to give them none, you every kind of female dog, you a hoe, you a trap, you this and that, you took my money, this and that. So it's like that. It's either left or right, black or white. It's either or, because if you get help and if you need the help, if you are in a situation where you can't find a job, then it's okay. But then if you do have a job and somebody offers you the help and you tell them up front what you don't want, then they get mad. So it's like catch-22. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. I was watching, I don't know if that show Single Ladies is still on the air. I don't believe it is. But I was watching one of the episodes, and Lisa Ray's character, I believe her name was Keisha. She was going out with Rick Fox was on the show at the time. I don't know if he was playing Rick Fox, but that was her guy she went out with. And she had just met him that night at a party they were at, and he walks up to her on the show and says, and hands her an envelope, and she opens the envelope, and it's $10,000. And she's like, what is this for? He's like, well, I want you in my bed tonight. I'm paying you $10,000. Not knowing this girl, not knowing anything about her, so she gets offended. And he's like, so you don't want the money? She's like, no, what do you think, I'm a hooker? No, I don't want this money. And of course she gets offended. I would have been offended by that because I'm not a prostitute.
Right.
But, so she goes back to work the next day, and the guy that works with her, she told him all about it. I have a caller coming right now, so I'm going to answer this after I tell this little story. So hold on, caller. So she goes to work the next day, and the guy that works at her job is like, she tells him all about it. She's like, that dude's an idiot. And he's like, how is he an idiot? And the guy's like, well, if he had taken you on a date and spent that same $10,000 on you, he'd have been the best man in the world. And I believe that, and a lot of men that I talk to this about, they agree with that. But I personally don't agree with that, because if a man takes me out on a date and chooses to spend $10,000 on me, that is his decision to do that. I didn't ask you to spend $10,000 on me. I didn't tell you had to spend $10,000 on me to make me happy. You could have went to the 99-cent store and got some soda and took me on a picnic, and I would have been just as fine. You chose to spend $10,000 on me. But don't just hand me no money talking about go to my bedroom with me. Don't do that. You are an idiot. Because there wasn't any given time where I told you that I required you to give me any type of money to have a good time with me. I have a caller, so I'm going to answer. Thank you for calling Charisma's Lounge. Who's this?
Hi, this is Coca Dahlia. I'm one of your faithful listeners.
Hey,
hello.
Coco.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Thank you for calling. I saw you in the chat room where you made that excellent point. How are you today? Hello? Oh, I guess she's gone. Yeah, I guess she'll pop back. But anyway, so, I got really upset because the guys that I was talking to, they actually was like, no, I don't think he's an idiot. I think he's just trying to be honest, and he put it out there. No, I believe that he's an idiot. I mean, do you guys agree with me that he was an idiot?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was disrespectful because men have a habit of assuming because of past women that they have dealt with that the new person that they come across is going to want money to sleep with them, and not all women are like that.
Exactly.
So, women do it too because we have a habit of tending to base men we date on our past relationships too because it works both ways. But not all women want to sleep with people for money, and men don't want that either. But my ex, I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm not your ex, so don't do that. I would be offended if somebody was to do me that way. I would get offended. I would be highly upset.
My caller's back, so let me see if I can get a hold of her again.
Okay.
Well, thank you for calling Christmas Lounge. Who's this?
Hi, you guys. I'm back. Not sure what's going on with Blog Talk, but,
Oh, it's okay.
Technical difficulties. In regards to today's topic, I think it's important to understand the differences of the subjects that you guys are bringing up. Because I think at one point you guys were referring to not necessarily a gold digger, but you were also referring to a sugar mama and a sugar daddy. And in most cases, those situations are arranged. They're pretty much prearranged. I mean, whether it involves sex or not. I know a few women who actually have sugar daddies. Some of them are actually sleeping with these men, and others are not. They choose not to because they're just not their cup of tea. But the guy does not mind having the female companionship. Like, that's what he's more so looking for. He may not even be capable of having sex. It just depends on the situation. But other people might look at that as a woman being a gold digger. Well, you're only using him for this and that. Well, technically they have this arrangement, and it's going both ways. She's providing female companionship. He's providing her with financial gains, right? And so I think you just need, people just need to understand the difference. And the other thing, too, is it's hard being a single woman in this day and age because men are quick to call a woman a gold digger. And, ultimately, to me, in my personal opinion, it's nothing wrong with wanting to understand if you and this guy will have some financial stability, okay? And if you decide, when you guys are dating and you decide to look into his background and find out what type of finances does he have, I don't see nothing wrong with it, but the men can, if you do start to ask about his financial background, he might get nervous and think, oh, she's just a gold digger, she just wants my money. No, I want to know if you have child support. I want to know if you have student loans. I want to know if you have alimony. I want to know if you're taking care of your mama. I want to know what am I getting into? Am I going to have to pay for it? I know a woman who is married to a guy. She is helping him pay for his child support for kids that aren't even hers. And things you got to look for, in this day and age because, like you guys said, the economy is bad. People are losing their jobs. You want to know what you're getting yourself into. Now, does that mean that gold diggers does not exist? Yes, they do exist. Of course they exist. And these women pride themselves on being a trophy, so they look good. Their bodies might be right. They may even have their own things, but they probably have their own because they have their own material items. They want somebody who can give them even more, and they don't want to go backwards. They don't want to be the down, pardon my French, the down-ass chick. They want to be the chick that's already in place. She looks good. He needs to have his stuff together, too. And that's how some women are, and they take it as a business. They take it there's women who take it very seriously. Like, yes, you need to be able to kick me down with material items, and if you can't, we can't talk. If you don't have a black card, we can't talk. If you're not doing if you're not living at a certain type of level, we cannot be together. Some women are very serious about it. Do I agree with it? For me personally, it's not something that works out for me. I look for much more in a man than just his finances. Yeah. Would I like for him to be financially stable? Absolutely. I'm over 30 years old. I'm over 30 years old. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be that. I want to help you, but I need you to help me too.
Exactly.
And I don't see anything wrong with it.
Absolutely. I
absolutely agree with you. Absolutely.
I completely agree because and then she also made yet another excellent point in this topic, because I think what happens is, especially men, they classify every woman that wants stability in her life as a gold digger. That's not every woman. You would take the average ball player and they would see his wife and they're going to automatically assume that she's a gold digger just because he has money. Every woman that dates a wealthy man is not a gold digger. It could be that they love each other. Maybe they do. How do you know? I mean, when Tony Parker and Eva Longoria split, every man on her Facebook page is like, oh, she ain't nothing but a gold digger. Why in the hell would Eva Longoria need Tony Parker's money? She may not be rich.
Right.
She does not need his money. She don't. Right. That's just like saying Beyonce's a gold digger. Are you kidding me? Beyonce's worth $320-something million. Why on earth would she need? Now, mind you, Jay-Z is worth like $600 or $700 million. But I think $325 million is nothing to sneeze at for a woman on her own force. So why on earth? Right. And I've heard her being called a gold digger. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Why on earth would she need Jay-Z's money? She does just fine without him. So maybe they are together because they love each other. And, and there was a baseball player, his wife, she said on Wendy Williams' show that she got so sick of being called a gold digger and people don't even know her. That woman is a partner at her law firm. Now, mind you, she probably ain't making his money, but that woman is making $100,000, $200,000 a year. She made a pretty good living. She didn't need nobody's money. She said she got sick of being called that, but it never matters. It does not matter, no matter what. And not to be plugging my book. I know I keep doing that, but it's my show. I can do that, whatever.
Absolutely.
If my book sells 80 million copies, it doesn't even matter. If I turn around and sell 80 million copies, go to a party, marry some star ball player, what's going to happen is every man going to be like, oh, yeah, he found him another gold digger. Like, no, fool. They're not going to care what she does. It doesn't matter what she does in this society. That's what makes me mad. Yeah, are there gold diggers? Are there groupies? Are there hoes out there?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, there are.
Some gold diggers make it a career. They just rather go ahead and do that
than
make their own money.
Exactly.
But does that mean that every woman that's married to somebody like that is a gold digger? Maybe a man loves her. Maybe he met her. She is struggling. I know I'm not rich. Sometimes I gotta struggle to make ends meet myself. I'm not even gonna lie. But if a man comes and he meets me and I meet him under normal circumstances, and what do you do for a living? Or I'm a struggling author, or I do this and I do that. And he has financial means. And we get to know each other, we like each other, we fall in love, he marries me just because I'm not rich. Why should I be labeled a gold digger? I didn't date him only because of his money. But, of course, they put it together. Oh, look at her. Oh, my God, she he got money. And a woman can't even have nothing on her own without some man thinking or somebody thinking, oh, she got a Bentley. Oh, her boyfriend must have bought her that. How do you know that? You don't know.
I was in Maryland in April, and I have a lot of friends who live in Maryland, and they told me straight up a female will ask a dude how much they got and what they do, because they're looking for a dude to take care of them, because there are women like that on the East Coast that do that. They will try and press up against a dude just because he's got a nice car. And it's most times a guy might have a nice car, but he might be making a little money, but the first thing they ask him is, what does he do? And how much money you making? Hey, and can you pay my bills, take care of my kids? Because they said they said most women in D.C. are like that. I was like, wow. Like, really? He said, yeah.
And they out here, too.
There are women like that. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
That's not to say that I'm like that. That's not to say that, Miss Coco Guys is like that. That's not to say Miss Yaya is like that. That's not to say you're like that, Miss Rowe, because none of us are. But if a nice man comes up to us and that's financially stable, and it's like, I really like you, let's go on a date. If he takes me on the extravaganza, I'll be like, hell yeah, I want to go on your yacht. Who's not going to want to go on somebody's yacht? Right. Why not? But does that mean that's the only reason I'm seeing him? No. And if he's a complete jerk, I'm going to dump him, his ass. I'm not going to be with somebody that's a complete jerk just because he has money. No, I'm not. Of course I'm not going to do that. But there are some women that do, because, those women are stupid because they'll let a man beat their behind just because he got money. I'm not going to do all that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be with you if you're an asshole, pardon my language, just because you got money. But if you have means and you're treating me well and you want to court me and you want to do it, because I'm somewhat of an old-fashioned kind of girl. I believe in courting. I do believe in dating before I've been to bed with someone. So if you want to court me around and you want to spend $10,000 on me, that is your decision, but that's not required. But if you do, I'm going to be like, he spent, I'm a brag. He had spent $10,000 on me. We went to Italy and had lunch in his private jet. Yes, that's what we did. And I had a damn good time. But, I know there's other qualities in you that I like. Diamonds are a girl's best friend for a reason. They say that. So, they're my best friend, but I want to buy my own diamonds as well as having somebody that could potentially buy me one too, but I do want to buy my own diamonds. I want to be able to do it myself. I'm independent. So I like being independent because, as I said before, if a man gives you that stuff, that same man that gave you that stuff, he can take it away, just like that. So where are you going to be with? Who are you going to be stuck with? You have nothing to fall back on. That's like a woman that relies on her looks. Eventually you're going to turn 50, and those looks are going to start to fade. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
You need something to fall back on. Go to school, get your money. Okay, fine, be with him for his, but get your money. So if he decides to trade you in for a new model, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there looking stupid, having nothing? Because unfortunately it happens to a lot of women. But, such is life. My final thought on this, I really don't think that women should date men for money. I think they should try to get their own money. And, if you want somebody financially stable, that's one thing, but I don't think they should seek that out. That's just my final thought on that. What is your final thought on that, Ms. Rowe?
They should just be, like we were talking about earlier, they should let the person know up front what they want. Because sometimes when a female wants a guy and they don't have no feelings for him and they tell him up front, they still pursue it anyway. But if they decide to give this person that money and they take it and they have a fallout, well, I gave you the money. Well, I didn't ask for it. You gave it to me. So, you have to be careful because not all women are gold diggers. There are some hardworking men and women that work for their money. So you got to be careful who you approach and who you come across.
And what about you, Miss Yaya, your final thoughts?
I believe that, woman or man, you need to, establish your own and make your own money. And, that if you are in a relationship or you with somebody that got money and they want to handle their own and not help you out, then you're always secure because you got yours. But if you want to be with somebody and it's strictly for money, so long as you have that communication going and there's no expectation and everything's out on the table, you grown, you do you. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, since our caller is still on the air, Coco, do you have any final thoughts for our audience?
Basically, gold digging is not for me. Again, I'm okay with financial stability, and I see nothing wrong with financial stability. But those women who like to gold dig, it's a whole nother ball game out there with that, and they put up with some things that we probably don't have to worry about because we don't believe in it, or people like me rather. All I can say at the end of the day is, do you, boo? Do you?
That's what I always say, and I completely agree. Thank you so much. I want to thank Ms. Coco Goddess for calling in and participating in the chat room.
Thank you, Coco.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful Sunday, okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I also want to thank our guest that was in our chat room. We have another guest, 3786. I don't know who you are, but I see you. Thanks for tuning in and participating in our chat room. And thank you, Ms. Rowe, for filling in for Ms. Bunny. I had a wonderful time with you, and I would love for you to come back with us if need be, if that's okay with you.
Oh, I'd love to come back. Just let me know when.
I sure will, and I want to thank all my listeners out here for tuning in, and like I said, Ms. Coco for calling in, and anybody else who wants to call in, feel free to call in. We're broadcasting live here every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's 4 p.m. Los Angeles time, but if you live anywhere else, any other parts of the country, please check your time zones. We're 4 o'clock Pacific time. Tune in at blogtalkradio.com/charisma Chloe. If you would have listened live, it's blogtalkradio.com/charismachloe. And we also have our old shows that are archived on that website as well, and they're also on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/charismaslounge. You can go on there and like us on Facebook. Once again, facebook.com/charismaslounge. We put our shows on there as well, and they're also on YouTube. And I will give you another URL. I know that's a lot, but it's youtube.com/charismaslounge. We put them on YouTube. So send us a comment, an email, or anything. If you have a show idea, or if you have a situation that you want us to discuss on our show, like the lovely woman from New York did today, you can email us at charismaslounge@gmail.com. That is charismaslounge@gmail.com. Once again, I want to thank my lovely co-host for joining me today, and also Miss Bunny. As you know, you are in our thoughts and you are in our prayers. We love you, girl. We miss you, and we look forward to you coming back whenever you can. All right, so goodbye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye. Next Sunday at 4 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel. All right, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.